Do you ever wonder why some athletes are just always winning? Or how on paper you and your team can easily overpower your opponent, but you guys just end up losing to that team you all thought were an easy win? Well, there's an explanation to that question. These athletes prepare themselves accordingly. They prepare by practicing their skills, training their bodies, but more importantly, they prepare mentally. Being mentally prepared will give you a real advantage. It will help you focus and better perform, as well as block out distractions. Here are 7 tips on how to better mentally prepare for a game. Tip number 1, imagery. Most of you may already have an idea of what imagery is, but I'll explain it for the people that don't know. Imagery is a technique in which you, the athlete, visualize your performance in whatever sport you play in. Imagery is designed to help athletes overcome and ultimately get rid of performance anxiety. One of the most decorated Olympian of our time, with 22 medals in total, and 18 of those medals gold, makes this Olympian truly a class above the rest, Michael Phelps. In an interview with Phelps' coach, Bob Bowman, he explained that Michael Phelps wouldn't be where he is today if it wasn't for his mental imagery training that I made him do. Bowman instructed Phelps to imagine himself in a race every day, once before he goes to bed and once when he wakes up in the morning. Bowman believes that mental imagery helped Phelps develop the habit of success. Why is imagery such a powerful tool? Well, scientifically, when athletes visualize or imagine a successful competition, they actually stimulate the same brain regions as you do when you physically perform the same action. Visualization in sports or mental imagery is a way of conditioning for your brain for successful outcomes. The more you mentally rehearse your performance, the more it becomes habituated in your mind. So how do you do this? Just simply visualize yourself in a way where you're always in a winning outcome. An example of this is, say I'm a soccer player and I'm one-on-one with the goalkeeper. I'm going to visualize myself beating the goalkeeper and scoring a goal. Do this as often as possible and you will see results. Tip number 2, enter the role of the athlete. Entering the role of the athlete is just like getting into character, as they say in theater. Athletes will have to transition from their regular lives into the athlete. This means leaving behind any distractions, like school, friends, and even your girlfriend, temporarily, so you can solely focus on the game in hand and your performance. Entering the role of an athlete also means knowing your role on a team and understanding what you have to do to get your team in a winning position. Let's say I'm playing the center position in basketball. My role as the center is getting rebounds, setting screens, and dominating the paint. Understanding my role and duties as a center allows my team to do other tasks during the game, and they don't have to worry about grabbing rebounds or setting picks, because that's my job. Understanding your role can help increase your confidence and lower anxiety, because you'll feel like you have a sense of purpose and reason to be in the game. Entering the role of an athlete can increase your focus and determination. You don't think about anything else except your performance and the game. Tip number 3, positive self-talk. Positive self-talk is about mentally motivating and encouraging yourself as opposed to letting that critical voice inside your head getting the best of you. We all have it, that little nagging voice inside our heads telling us that we will never succeed. By using positive self-talks, we turn those negative thoughts around and prevent them from making us feel badly about ourselves. Positive self-talk is a powerful mental skill that not only can change your attitude, but also your performance. Let's say, for example, a soccer player misses an easy shot on goal. The ball goes flying over the net, nowhere near where the player planned for it to go. The player has 2 potential paths they can take here. Path number 1, the player can think, wow, that was such a dumb move. Can't believe I missed it. I must be such a horrible player. Or path number 2, the player can think, wow, that didn't go as planned, but I've been doing great the rest of the game. That just shows I have some room for improvement in practice. It's clear that the second path would be more productive in both the short and long term. In the short term, the second path allows the player to focus on the positive aspects of their game, which can help the player confidence and energy levels reach to all-time high. In the longer term, the second path allows the player to identify specific areas they can improve upon at a later time, which will aid the player performance in the long run. Using positive self-talk is uplifting and productive. Positive self-talk supports you by providing you with confidence to perform at your best, whereas negative self-talk can serve to eat away at that confidence. Don't be so hard on yourself. Tip number 4, letting go of expectations. Expectations can increase your chances of a bad performance and a poor results because of all that pressure the expectations create. No way you can perform when you're feeling that way on your shoulder. Expectations can hurt you both physically and psychologically. They have a harmful physical effect on you, causing muscle tension, restricted breathing, a decline in coordination, and a general sense of discomfort. You'll feel weighed down and you just don't feel good. This extra burden can cause you to question your ability to fulfill those expectations, leading to a loss of confidence, doubt, and uncertainty. Lastly, expectations can cause a host of unpleasant emotions, including fear, frustration, worry, and anxiety, all of which can prevent you from performing at your highest level. Here's how to deal with expectations. There are several steps you can take. In an ideal world, you would let go of all and any outcome expectations and just focus on what you need to do to perform your best. That, however, is easier said than done, because the causes of expectations are often unconscious, like perfectionism and the fear of failure. Letting go of expectation usually requires some pretty intense work and patience from yourself, but staying the course and practicing to let go will benefit you in the long run. So just keep practicing letting yourself go, letting the expectations go. Tip number 5, pregame routine. Pregame routines are considered an important part of the game. The importance of a pregame routine is to help you, the athlete, be totally prepared for a game no matter what may happen. Sports psychology stresses that every athlete has different personalities. Therefore, athletes have to come up with a pregame routine that fits their personality. No two routines will be the same. Some athletes become motivated by listening to music, while another might want to have a quiet time away from the team to get focused. There is no right or wrong routine. The key is that it feels right to you, makes you feel confident, and it encourages you to dominate the game. A pregame routine can help athletes become more focused, gain more confidence, and maintain that right level of discipline during the game. The key to the success of a pregame routine is that it must be consistent. Practicing a pregame routine consistently will help get you in the right mindset before the game. So find whatever works for you that helps you feel more calm, composed, and confident before a game. For me, it's listening to music and doing my warm-ups. Whatever works for you, stick with it and be consistent with it too. Tip number 6, trust your skills. Common mental challenge is that young players get trapped in a training mentality, which causes them to overthink or overanalyze their technique during matches. The problem starts in practice, when you spend too much time in the practice mindset working on a particular skill. Part of this training is critical to your improvement, but you don't want to get trapped in the training mindset when you play. With more experience or practice, your skills become well learned, which allows you to play virtually on autopilot. To a well-learned skill, you can do that skill without thinking about doing that skill correctly because of your prior practice. The problem starts when you get in your own way, when you try to coach yourself through that skill during a game, rather than playing based on your own instinct. To perform your best, you just need to be relaxed and trust the skills you learn in practice. I call this getting into a trusting mindset. You have to simply simplify your thinking on the court, pitch, whatever you play in, and trust what you have practiced when you play. The way I like to think is that if I can do it in my warm-ups, I can do it during a game. So just trust your skills and yourself. Tip number 7, embrace the pregame jitters. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, there's vomit on his sweater already, mom's spaghetti's nervous. Oh, the pregame jitters. We all get those. Even the pros can admit that. But the difference between the amateur and the pro is that the pros embrace the jitters before a game. They realize that it's always going to happen. It's part of human nature. So what they do is accept it and focus on the game and not on themselves. It sounds easy, but it's not. You gotta accept the fact that you always feel nervous before a game. But once you start playing and start sweating, you won't even remember feeling those jitters. Just remember, it's always going to happen. So just embrace it and move on. Well, those are the 7 tips. Hopefully you guys could apply one of them before you play whatever game, play whatever sport you guys play in. And yeah, if you like this video, please, if you want to see more, please like, subscribe, and help my channel grow, and I'll pull more content out. Thanks.